My name is Rabbi Yisrael David Weiss of Neturei Karta, Jews United Against Zionism. Assalamu alaikum, greetings to all. It is my privilege and honor to be able to join in this Al-Quds Day conference and the Al-Quds Day gatherings, hopefully around the world, in that we should be able to convey the message of the Almighty, the message of the Torah, of the Jewish people around the world. And to do so, I first pray to the Almighty that He should bestow upon me His truth and wisdom, that I may be worthy of conveying His message, and so, inshallah, sanctify His name and bring peace to the world. Amen. The Al-Quds Day is the day that we mourn the occupation of Al-Quds, of Jerusalem. Of course, this is including that we are mourning and that we are decrying the occupation of the whole entire Holy Land of the entire Palestine, Gaza, etc. The reason that we have to speak up is because, unfortunately, this occupying force, the Zionist state of Israel, has used as a facade, they've used the Jewish identity, the Star of David, they've used the name Israel, which is Jacob, they've used the Jewish identity and the Jewish religion as a force to legitimize their occupation. As a Jew, we are required to speak up and tell the world that, on the contrary, because we are Jews, we oppose in its entirety the occupation of Palestine. We oppose in its entirety the concept, the ideology of Zionism, and the existence, the creation of the Zionist state of Israel. And why is that? It is because Judaism is a religion of 3,000 years to be subservient to God. Zionism is a political, material movement that was created a mere 100-odd years ago with its goal to redefine what Judaism is, to make Judaism to an ersatz Judaism, a material concept, a political concept, and that is totally antithetical to what Judaism is. Again, Judaism is a covenant we made with God, subservient to the Almighty. Zionism is a transformation to nationalism, to a political force to steal and to kill, while the Torah tells us, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. It says that God requires us to establish a Jewish state, when on the contrary, the Torah states clearly we are forbidden, since the destruction of the temple 2,000 years ago, to have a Jewish sovereignty, a Jewish entity in any part of the world, and certainly not in Palestine. We are forbidden to go up in mass as a nation. And therefore, our rabbis and the ones who are true to Judaism from day one stood in opposition. It started in the beginning in the 1910s, 1920s, and the chief rabbis, and even actually in the 1890s when they came up, and the rabbis in Palestine stood up in opposition when it was Rabbi Sonnenfeld, later, of blessed memory, later in 1947, the chief rabbi of Palestine at the time, Rabbi Dyshinsky, pleaded with the United Nations, and I wave always this document, the United Nations document, where it states, we furthermore wish to express our definite opposition to a Jewish state in any part of Palestine. Rabbi Dyshinsky, in front of the declaration before the United Nations, July 16, 1947. We've been, since that day till today, gathering in the hundreds of thousands in the streets of Jerusalem, in the streets of New York, in Washington, D.C., in front of the White House, in front of the Capitol, in London, in Montreal. Invariably, wherever there is a very religious community, they stand in opposition to the existence of the Zionist state of Israel. They stand in the opposition to every crime, every a crime